Hello everybody, I'm that one nice guy and I'm gonna be commentating for Tinnue's run for Super Valis 4. So Valis 4 originally came out for TurboGrafx or PC Engine back in August 1991, and then it was later ported over to Super Nintendo for 1992. And it's a very different game compared to the original one. The original one had a lot of cutscenes, voice acting, different levels, etc. But we're just gonna be focusing on the SNES version for now. Developed by Lasersoft, and yeah, let's go ahead and start. So for this version, Tin's gonna be playing normal mode, which has a lot of difference between easy and normal, basically from level design to enemies. So the character you're gonna be playing here is Lena Brand, whose goal is to save the goddess Yuko. So this is Lena, our main character, and for Valis, this is basically a generic kind of like platformer. It's still special in the way, which takes a lot of inspiration from Castlevania. So as you're seeing right here, Tin is basically able to sprint from left to right by double tapping and running however she wants. So since she's playing on normal mode, compared to easy mode, you have to collect all these items by yourself. In easy mode, you're basically given each and every one of them from the very beginning. And so for this one, she's basically collecting only the relevant ones that she needs. So yeah, Super Valis 4 is a very short game compared to the original version on SNES. And that's a little bit unfortunate. What she was trying to do over here is she's trying to get a certain item from above. So now she's trying to go at it again. So yeah, first stage right here takes place in what's called Vacanti. Basically Lena's hometown, being overrun by this group of monsters that's basically trying to kill everybody. So now we have the first boss. Its name is Dominator, which looks a lot like Death. So what Tin is doing here is that she's using the shockwave in order to basically hit him as many times as she can. It also can deflect the boomerang attacks that it basically attacks her with. And that's gonna be it with stage 1. There are currently 7 stages in this game. And one thing I want to point out is that she's actually playing the Japanese version, which makes a giant difference compared to the United States version. In the Japanese version, Lena actually does double the amount of damage, while also receiving half as much. So, a really big difference, which is kind of why not many people really play the United States version. So this is Vanity Castle, the second stage, and this is also another example of how things are a little bit different between easy and normal mode. So those spider jaws that you saw earlier, they can shoot at eyeballs at you. In easy mode, they do not do that. However, you can just simply jump over them. So what she's basically doing is she's using this wolf sliding ability to basically kill all her enemies in front of her. Yeah, so she's gonna be using this thing a couple more times because, like I said, if you jump over these spider jars, they're gonna basically attack her back and kind of ruin her momentum. So now we're basically in the last screen where she's going to be dealing with some more enemies, no more spider jars. And basically she collected another shockwave, which is hidden behind one of these pillars, which is going to be needing for the second boss we're going to be seeing right here. Once you basically run past all these enemies. So this part here is not so bad once you kind of get the hang of it. Alright, so now comes the next boss, General Doggin, which is a knight on a tiger. This game has a large variety of enemies, which can be very strange. So for this fight, basically just keep attacking. Yeah, that's about it. So after she attacked her, she basically regenerates some of her health. And now we're going to be in stage 3, the Babylon level. So you probably did not notice, but she did crouch before she transition to the next screen, I'm going to be explaining that very soon, why that's important. So here in Babylon, it's a nice little scenery level, but it's mostly going to be a lot of platforming here and there. Ooh. So what Tin trying to do over here is, if you actually hit these dragon statues right before you go, you can actually go past them using their iframes. The timing is a little bit tough, but it happens, you know, knockbacks can be very brutal in this game. So for this screen, she's going to be using the shockwave once again to get past all these enemies. You can kind of see like how dangerous they kind of are. Yeah, so for this stage, since she's playing on normal mode, some of the levels do different things. Like if this is easy mode, those boulders will never exist, but she's playing on normal mode, so everything's going to be a little bit different. Alright, so now we're going to be in the last screen before the boss in stage 3. See, just like that, there it is, 3 times. So yeah, like I said, if you hit your enemy, you have a small window to actually go past them and kind of use that to your advantage. So here she's going to get a knockback on purpose so she can get on top of the other platform and get these other items. And now comes the boss of stage 3, Nornil. So Nornil has 3 different phases. The first phase, she is a statue, which you need to hit it about 20 times in order to go into the next phase. Alright, so that's about it. So second phase, she's going to become a harpy. Now, for this part, it's important to keep your distance like she is right now. If you step a little closer, Nornil will basically swoop left and right. Alright, now for the third phase, she becomes a mermaid, which is when you have to switch over to the homing projectile weapon. So yeah, Tin collected 2 of them, so now she's using them right now to kill Nornil as fast as she can. And that's gonna be it for stage 3. Now, the reason why Tin is actually crouching before she transitions to the next screen is that there's this weird glitch in this game where if you crouch after killing a boss, Lena's hitbox is actually cut down by half. So basically from where her head is to where her waist is at, there's no hitbox right now. And you'll definitely see why it's very, very, very useful in the upcoming stages. So now in stage 4, we're in Valhalla, which basically has this like Norwegian kind of like mythology looking level. Like I said, this game has a lot of different enemies, so it's a strange game, but it's also very fun, just based off the platforming. Music is also very good. Gameplay is also very solid in my opinion. So yeah, Tin's doing a great job keeping her momentum. There it is. Okay, so for this part, you're going to be seeing her use the armor ability, which is very important for 2 reasons. So for the first reason, what the armor does is it allows you to basically take around 4 to 5 hits, and unfortunately she got hit twice, but she'll definitely make do with it. So throughout the game, you're going to be seeing her collect armors for another reason, which you will see in the next stage. Okay, so since she got hit there about 5 to 4 times, Lena becomes red, so that indicates that if you get hit one more time, it's over. Which now she's out of armor, which is fine. So right now we're in the 4th boss fight, General Meldius. So the thing with this boss fight is, basically he swoops around maybe 3 or 4 times. So like the first 3 like forms are basically like fake ones, and the 4th one you have to like keep an eye out for it. The thing about this game is that boss fights are very, very RNG. And that's a solid fight right there. Again, she's crouching, which is going to be very, very important for this next part right here. Because as I said, once she crouches, the top of her hitbox is now completely gone unless she crouches again. So here in Crystal Peddler, it's a very, very linear, it's a very tight spot of a level. Yeah, it's very, very tricky because you have these icicles that can really freeze you, a lot of these statues that can shoot fuzzballs at you. and these really annoying knights that can only be defeated once they throw your armor at you. So as you can kind of see, she's not bopping her head because half her hitbox is currently gone. So it kind of gives you a bit of an advantage. Now, like I said earlier, you're going to be seeing her use the armor once again, but with a bit of a twist. So if you look at the top screen, she has 3 armors right now. You're going to be seeing her basically equip an armor and then use another armor, which will basically do something a little special. Alright, so now she's equipping the armor, which again lets her get hit 4 to 5 times, no problem. Okay, last part of the screen, some scary jumps. So right now she's equipping yet another armor. Now comes the boss of stage 5, which is basically a giant core. So if you equip an armor with another armor, it does that. It unleashes a powerful attack that can basically kill, if not weaken, all your enemies. And then she used the homing missile like she did in stage 3 to basically defeat the boss. And crouching once again, because again it just makes it a lot easier. Alright, so now we're in stage 6, Red Moon, where you're gonna be seeing Tin face off with these like phantom spirits that resemble Lena. And for this part, it's very easy to dodge them as long as you just keep running and know exactly when to jump in order to avoid getting hit by them. So the reason why she paused there for a moment is that if you walk off ledge and pause and then immediately go to the opposite direction, Lena will actually basically go to the opposite direction very quickly and fast. This part can be a little bit of a pain because some of these patterns are very RNG. So it's a lot safer to use the armor, but yeah. Now for this next screen, she's going to be using the shockwave once again to destroy these statues. The annoying thing about these statues over here is that not only do they shoot fireballs at you, they can actually push you back. So it's important to try to kill them or destroy them as fast as you possibly can. Tin's making use of the shockwave again to destroy these statues. Be careful not to hit these fireballs because they can unleash a devastating blow and make you get rid of your armor. There you go. She collected the last armor of this level. So, like you saw earlier, why collecting armor is very important, which again unleashes a powerful attack, it can make the boss fight a lot easier for the final one. So now we're fighting General Lizard, who basically goes from left to right, and then basically swoops left and right. All you have to do is just keep hitting him. Yeah, most of these boss fights, all you have to do is just keep hitting him as much as you possibly can. And there you go, yet another brilliant fight. Crouching once more, again, helps you out with the later runs. Alright, so now we're basically in the final level, which consists of a boss rush, similar to, let's say, Castlevania. So for this part, she's going to be collecting only the relevant items that she needs. There's items everywhere, but she only needs the ones that are important. So you may recognize this guy, General Dolgan from Stage 2. The boss rush in this game basically consists of like about 3 of the same bosses from earlier, except they're a little bit more aggressive and angrier and stronger. Now comes the second boss from the boss rush. So again, she only has about 5 armor, which is a pretty good amount, and she's skipping all the other ones because she doesn't need them. Now comes General Medius from Stage 4. So besides the platforming, which is different, compared to the first boss fight, Medius over here can actually throw 2 fireballs at you once he lands. So yeah, so he throws 2 fireballs this time rather than just 1 from the first boss fight. So again, the first 3 ones that come out, they're fake, but the last one, the 4th one, you kind of have to like keep an eye out for it. Personally, this boss fight kind of makes my eyes hurt, but it's still tricky and doable. Alright, that's a good boss fight. Now comes the third and final one from the boss rush, which is the one you basically just saw recently during the loser. Alright, so that was the heart piece item, which allows you to regenerate part of her health. Now comes the same boss fight from stage 6, except now he's a lot more aggressive and his swooping is now... he basically does a little bit more of it now. So yeah, rather than just like wait for him to basically go left or go right, Tin's basically trying to hit him as much as she possibly can, while he's still going from left and right. So as you can see, he gets a little bit more quicker, and he spawns depending on where exactly Lena's at. Alright, so just a few more hits, and he should be defeated. Nice swings over there. Alright, that's it for that boss. And now she's going to be equipping the armor and ducking once again to help her out. Alright, so now we're going to be approaching the final boss fight, Galgear. So right now she's equipping the armor as well as another item. Now she just has all armor to help her out here. And now we have a cutscene with Prince Galgear, obviously the main enemy of this game. Again, there is a much more like deeper story to this game in the PC Engine version, which allows you to play as 3 different characters, has voice acting and many other things. The SNES version just basically cuts down a lot of things due to limitations. So for this boss fight, Tin's gonna be using every single armor that she's collected. So yeah, she has her armor equipped, and now she has 5 on top and another one to the very right. So for Galgear here, the first phase he just sits on his throne, but then since she attacked her with the blast, now he's off of it. And now she's using every single armor that she's collected to weaken him. So the thing about Galgear that makes him terrifying is when he's standing, when he's basically standing still on the ground, he's practically invincible, but when he's up in the air like he is right now, he's vulnerable. And his attacks and movements are purely RNG, so it's all about basically getting lucky and basically striking when you possibly can. And that's a good dodge right there. If you get hit by those green orbs, it absorbs your health. Okay, that's a good pattern right there. Now she's basically attacking him when he's up in the air, making him vulnerable. And that's a great fight right there. And that's gonna be it for Super Valis 4. And there you have it. That's Super Valis 4 by Tinnue. Really great run right there. Again, a lot of these bosses are very, very tough. You cannot really predict their movements, and it's all about trying to get the hang of how exactly things work exactly. But yeah, all in all, this is a very, very fun game to try out, and we definitely do recommend a lot of you to kind of give it a try. It's a very short game, and looks good, music's great. What else can you ask for? Alright, that's gonna be it for now. Good luck to all the runners out there. Thank you very much for watching. Take care.